What's up, everybody? It's your girl, DJ Chardae.
And it's your boy, DJ Big Bopper.
You are listening to Wave of the Planet. So what do we got this week, Bob?
Well, we actually had a lot go on over this weekend. Starting out, Vegas, number one thing that we going on is Scorpion and Drake. It's going to be a lot of that today. We're going to be covering Corey C. Murder Miller. Just got out of jail. We'll be covering some of that. Then we also have thing about Best Buy, Smash Mouth, and Jay-Z and Beyonce. So let's get into it.
Let's start off with our song of the week, Bob.
My song of the week is going to have to be, if you've ever watched the Black Panther, it's in the trailers. It's Bag Back by Vince Staples. The beat is phenomenal, and I'm just entranced throughout the entire song, and I enjoyed it a lot. How about you, DJ Chardae?
Well, so my 21st birthday was yesterday. Nothing too crazy. Went to Fuzzy's, had a marg, whatever. But now it's summertime. It's officially July, and so I think mine's gonna be "Corona and Lime" by Swayze.
Okay.
Do you remember that song?
Sure.
Baby, will you be mine? Anyways, it's a good song. Go look it up. Go listen to it. So let's get into before we get into Scorpion. I've listened to the album. Bob has not. So essentially, I'm going to be triviaing him the whole time, and he's going to be giving me stats about it, and, you know.
See, that is not completely correct. What I thought I was listening to the full album. Apparently, I was listening to side A only. So I did listen to it, just I didn't know there was two albums.
I texted him this weekend, and I was like, hey, just give the album a listen, like, come up with some notes, like, you know. And he was like, all right, and then, like, he was like, it was only, like, 36 minutes long, and I was like, no. It was like an hour and a half.
But on my YouTube history, it shows. I listened to the entire thing. I was like, I did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was probably just side A, but it just said the whole thing. So he's not in the doghouse for that. But so what do we got about the Carters?
So Beyonce and Jay-Z's On the Run tour hit a major hitch over the weekend when the moving stage malfunctioned, leaving the pair stuck in the middle of its runway. This moment, which came during June 30th show in Warsaw, Poland. So this stage is like a big part of their show, right? And so it involves the couple performing high above the crowd from a runway that just juts from the main stage. And apparently there's footage that shows that the hitch got stuck and it ended up interrupting the cover of Ed Sheeran's Perfect and led to the show ending early. And Beyonce was actually forced to climb down a ladder just to make her exit.
Dang. Well, you know she did it gracefully, though.
Of course, always.
That's Queen Bee. Yeah, when he was telling me about that, I was like, a ladder? They got her a ladder?
Well, specifically, she thought that she actually fell off, which would have been much worse.
Yeah. Thank God she didn't fall.
Another thing is we have the C. Murder trial, and he actually got released 2 days ago. And if you don't know C. Murder, he got put away about, I believe, 16 years ago or so. He got sent away for supposedly shooting and killing one of his fans outside of a nightclub. And in the story, that the person that said that he shot and killed him ended up recanting his statement Tuesday, June 26th, swearing that he lied when he testified that the rapper shot and killed a teenage fan 16 years ago at the Harvey nightclub. So with Kenneth Jordan recanting, Miller asked for a judge to throw out the murder conviction. He said that, I know that the individual who I saw shoot the gun was not Corey Miller. So this gentleman basically lied on the stand, saying that he did do it. However, he was saying that he was put under pressure by the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office detectives and prosecutors by forcing Jordan to make false statements, by threatening him with criminal charges in another matter. Apparently, like his baby died, and apparently it was kind of his fault. So they were to get him out of jail time. He basically lied, saying that C. Murder killed this gentleman.
Wow. So he was trying to save his butt a little bit.
So so apparently the parish sheriff's office forced him to make this. Well, this is what he's saying. He's saying it's that they forced him to make this lie that put him away for 16 years. And C. Murder and his family actually handling the situation very well. They say no bad will towards him, and they're just happy that he's out and happy that he's safe. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. I'm glad he got out. It's sad about his baby, but...
See, because he ended up lying under oath, and he claims that it's because of the cops that he ended up doing that. So I'm curious to see if anything else comes from this, or if it's just all going to be thrown out, or is he going to get sent to jail because of that? So
yeah, I don't think that story's over. I think there'll be more to it coming out.
Be interesting. I'll keep an eye and see what
keep
we
us
have.
updated. All right, so now to Scorpion. I listened to the album, right, and I don't want to be one of those who feels like they have to go into depth about every song, but I'm going to. Not super in depth, but I did like write down, like, copy and paste some lyrics that, like, whoa. So, and Bopp has listened to a couple of the songs, so he'll know some of what I'm talking about. Some of it he won't. And he's got some, like, I told him, I said, I don't want to know numbers. I want to guess, like, he'll probably know what song has been streamed the most or whatever. I want to guess what song it is. So, the first song off the album is called Survival. So Survival is basically the intro. It's a good, like, I dig the vibe. I dig the song. It kind of, he mentions God's plan in it. So it's kind of just like a good preview into how the album's going to go. Now, Nonstop, that's a good one. That's number 2. It's got Migos in it. And some of the lyrics I took from it are, I just took it left like I'm ambidex. I moved through London with the Euro step. Got a sneaker deal and I didn't even break a sweat. Catch me because I'm going out of there. I'm gone. How I go from 6 to 23 like I'm Lebron. So, to break that down, I just took it left like I'm ambidextrous. I moved through London with the Euro step. That's a move in basketball. Got a sneaker deal and I ain't break a sweat.
Is that where he is with Adidas, right?
I don't want him to be with Adidas because I'm such a Nike girl, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what he's referencing. Got a sneaker deal and I ain't break a sweat. He doesn't play sports, but yeah, you know. And then catch me because I'm going out of there. I'm gone. How I go from 6 to 23 like I'm LeBron. So I don't know what that is in reference to. Maybe money.
I mean, I'm assuming it might be because, I mean, LeBron has his own shoes. Maybe we're talking something about the shoes.
Maybe so. That could be it.
Something like that.
We're going to talk about LeBron later, too. That's a story. But, and then another line, this is later on in the song, but it just caught me. Bill's so big, I call him Williams for real. Like, I just thought it was funny. But, so anyways, then the next song is Elevate. And this song, he basically is dedicating his success to God and thanks him for helping him to avoid the trappings of Satan. So he's kind of just like thanking God for keeping him to, you know, stay true to himself and avoid going off and, you know, doing all this other stuff. And so number 4, I had a lot of lyrics about that one too. Mariah Carey is in the beginning of this song. She does the vocals in the beginning of this song. He's got so many features on this album. I've already named Migos. This is number 4. This is song number 4, and Mariah Carey's in this one. But she does the vocals in the beginning. And then this is going to be, like, these lyrics that I pulled out are going to be Instagram captions or Twitter posts all summer.
Just like, I only love my bed and my mama. I'm sorry. Which
exactly.
Is, like, all year since that God's Plans came out.
Exactly.
Nonstop in the club. Yeah.
So, I like it because it tells a story. It says, I know a girl whose one goal was to visit Rome. Then she finally got to Rome. And all she did was post pictures for people at home. Because all that mattered was impressing everybody she's known. I know another girl that's crying out for help. But her latest caption is leave me alone. I know a girl happily married till she puts down her phone. I know a girl that saves pictures from places she's flown. To post later and make it look like she's still on the go. Look at the way we live. I wasn't hiding my kid from the world. I was hiding the world from my kid. We talked about that last week. Me and Bob talked about how I don't think that Drake was doing this intentionally. He wasn't intentionally being a deadbeat dad. You know, I think he was trying to keep, you know.
Yeah, well, like we had said, we thought that he was sheltering his kid. He doesn't want his kid to be in the spotlight. He didn't want him to have to deal with all those things. He just wanted him to have a normal life, you know, be a kid and just live his life without having to worry about the paparazzi press or whomever just because, oh, you're Drake's son kind of thing.
Exactly. So then from empty souls who just wake up and look to debate until you staring at your seed you can never relate. Breaking news in my life, I don't run to the blogs. The only ones I want to tell are the ones I can call. They always ask, why let the story run if it's false? You know, a wise man's once said nothing at all. I'm exhausted and drained. I can't even pretend. All these people taking miles when you give them an inch. All these followers, but who gonna follow me to the end? I guess I'll make it to the end and I'm gonna find out then. So, obviously, he's referencing culture nowadays that people are all, they're all online, but, not in real, not just say something online, but not mean it.
Right.
Or not, follow through in real life. And so that was number 4. And the number 5 is God's Plan. I literally wrote for the bullet points, banger. Thanks God for his blessings. So yeah, that's just a good, that one's already been released. That's just a good upbeat song. And he's pretty much thanking God for the blessings. Again, he doesn't mention Satan in this one, but he's like thanking God for his blessings. And, he can do it on his own.
And that's the one that he got the big old tax write-off in, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's what people are like, oh, he's such a good charitable person, which he is. But, oh, he definitely got a big tax write-off for doing that. But for that video. But then number 6 is I'm Upset.
Which we all know is one of your favorites because you love Degrassi.
Yeah, I put hype. And then I put Degrassi. Yeah, honestly, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I've already heard it, so it was, nothing new to listen to. But, I still like the song. I still think it's pretty hype. Mm-hmm. And I think part of it is, referencing Pusha T a little bit. 50,000 on my head is disrespect. So, but yeah, I liked it. I'm Upset. I didn't really have too many notes about it because, been there, done that, heard it. 8 out of 10 is number 7. And this is with Post Malone. And so and he does have a little bit at Pusha T in this song. So the outro of this song is from a sample of a Plies video. And he's like, I can't argue with that. And that was a meme. Mm-hmm. So, But then he does have a section in the song, Drake, where he says, the only dead beats is whatever beats I rap into. And the production is still the best, though. It's only good in my city because I said so. And so Pusha T on his diss track, he called Drake a deadbeat. So you got a little bit of a shot at him.
Well, based off of this new album, he's still taking some shots at Pusha T. Do you think Pusha T is going to send anything back, or?
So, I don't know. He might respond. We'll see. I think I read some reports where he's just been real silent, like hasn't said anything about it. So I don't know if he's going to come back, but we'll see. So then, yeah, but that song has Post Malone and it's pretty good. Number 8 is Mob Ties, and that's with Travis Scott and Ty Dolla $ign. The lyrics I took out of that was, I'm not with a rah-rah, I'm a da-da. My rock Chanel, you're in Prada. Yeah, and they shook. Please don't let them fool you. I don't care how they look. Heard of all the talking, now it's quiet, now it's shush. 29 is coming, they on edge when I cook. Lead the league in scoring, but look at my assists. Yes, I be with Future, but I like to reminisce. Ooh. I do not forget a thing. I'm patient. It's a gift. Try to tell them they ain't got to do it. They insist. They insist. So, basically, she's in, your girl's in Chanel, mine's in Prada. He's talking about how he's got money. He's about to turn 29. And then he said, lead the league in scoring, man, but look at my assists. So basically, I think he's kind of like attributing everybody that he works with, like, I'm doing real good in the rap game, but I'm getting a lot of help.
Maybe that's why he has all these features in
Maybe
this,
so.
Because he's like showing off all these people that he's made music with, has made it who he is and gotten where he is now.
Yeah, I think so. That makes a lot of sense. So that was the kind of the first third of it. Let's go into some other stories real quick, just so it's not super Scorpion heavy in the center. What else?
Right.
What other news you got for us?
We're gonna go off. I know we were talking about Weezer the other day about our little bit of our meme bands. We got probably the number one memed song would be All Star by Smash Mouth.
Yeah.
And actually, this Saturday, the 90s era skate punk band Smash Mouth are reliving All Star's original Revier, along with other hits like Walking on the Sun, when they released a new acoustic version of the band's 1997 debut album, Fush You Mang. So that just came out 3 days ago as well. It's basically like I said, it's an acoustic version of their very first album. So it's got Walking on the Sun, I believe it has All Star, and then there's like 2 other ones that I actually know from that pretty well. I just don't remember the names of them right now. So, I mean, what do you think about that?
I think it's ridiculous. No, I'm kidding. I thought so. Smash Mouth is such a meme band now that I don't even like. They could release a whole new album and it could be awesome, but I don't know if people would take it seriously.
See, I think that's the whole reason they went back and
Yeah.
redid this that album that has All Star on it. You know?
Yeah, I haven't listened to it, but I might give it a chance. I don't know. I think it might ruin the integrity of All Star for me because All Star isn't just a meme song; it's Shrek.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I'll definitely take a listen and see how I feel about it. But I think it was a good idea for them to re-release their old music instead of putting out new stuff. That's for sure.
They know what the people want, and they're trying to give it to them. I understand that.
Yeah, I agree.
But we had talked a little bit last week and the week before about what platforms we kind of listen to music on. I mean, if you think about it, we had 8 tracks, we had cassette tapes, and vinyls and CDs.
And vinyls are starting to come back.
Downloads, streaming. There's just a bunch of different ways to be listening to music. And Best Buy ended up deciding that they're going to phase out CDs starting July 1st. So they've stopped purchasing more CDs. I don't know if they're still selling them until they just run out or if they're just sending it to some Discogs or something to get rid of them. But they will still be selling vinyls, which is interesting to me because I feel like CDs sell out more than vinyls. Because me personally, in my vehicle, I have a CD holder of like 50 CDs, and it's full. I guess, I mean, as technology progresses, we all have auxiliary in our phones. We have auxiliary in our cars. All new cars have Bluetooth built in, so whether you can just stream it off your phone. So I guess they just decided CDs are not a viable option anymore. I know a lot of new vehicles don't even have CDs.
Well, yeah. So my mom just got a new car last weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
No CD player.
Yeah, which is ridiculous to me. But I mean, I guess it kind of comes the same way. I remember the car that we had when I was a kid was a cassette player. And we have tons of cassettes. We still have tons of cassettes.
Well, see, this kind of makes me a little sad because I like buying CDs.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, vinyls are coming back because it's like a retro thing and it's like starting to be in again. But I remember when I was in middle school, walking to the bus stop, I'd have my CD player and like I'd listen to my CDs on the bus.
I used to have my Walkman. I understand. Yeah.
Exactly. And exactly. So then I had a radio in my room and I would just like listen to it like Now 11 every night before I fell asleep. So like I still buy CD. Like when the Taylor Swift album came out last year, or was that last year? I think it was last year. I bought that on CD. And like I do a lot of streaming, but I'm always the type of person like I'll stream, like I'll Bluetooth stuff through my car, like when I'm on a road trip, but I need to have at least a couple CDs with me because I'm always listening to music and I'm like, if something happens, then I need to be able to, listen to music.
Yeah.
And CDs are kind of like the most surefire way, they can't scratch and stuff, but I still think that they can be consistent. So.
Well, I still remember when I was a kid and I would be like mowing yards, getting money, and then I would walk down to the CD store and buy me a CD, and I would put that in. I had this little boombox that I carried when I was mowing lawns, and I would just be playing it, and that was a big deal to me. I mean, I'm big on sound quality, so I want the least lossy platform to have my music on, which I mean technically is vinyl when it comes to physical, but
streaming
vinyl is a hassle because you have to have a record player, and then that record player has to be able to hook up into another system to your speakers, and it's a hassle.
Yeah.
But when it comes to streaming, you can get FLAC audio, which is lossless, and it's the perfect rendition of that song. So, like I said, I have well over 50 CDs in my car, but then I also have like 3,000 songs on my phone. So it just depends on what I'm in the mood for. And like I said, my mom's new car doesn't have a CD player either. So it's very interesting to me. So I'm assuming that I'm going to end up having to either download all those CDs or put them onto my computer and then put them onto my phone or something, which is, I mean, it's a hassle, but I can do it. I just thought it was kind of interesting because I guess I was on the very end of that cassette tapes, so I never really understood understood losing entire technology. Like think about it. We grew up on the end of floppy disks and then cassettes. So that wasn't really a big thing. But as we phase out of CDs into our next technological advancement, that's kind of a new thing for us, I feel like.
Yeah, I think that it's kind of they're looking to see, like, streaming is so popular now.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of people are buying CDs anymore. I feel like they're kind of like weighing their options, trying to see like if it's what's more cost effective, and phasing out CDs is what's more cost effective. But it still makes me sad.
See, I don't disagree at all because, I mean, you think about it, a lot of the times when people are buying CDs, they don't buy it for the entire CD. They just buy it for one or two songs. So it's a lot easier to just throw it onto iTunes. You just buy those two songs, be done with it.
Exactly.
And it's cheaper for the labels, and it's cheaper for everybody to just put everything straight online because they don't have to buy all these CDs and make these CDs. They don't have to worry about shipping all these CDs everywhere. They don't got to worry about any of that. It's all online.
Yeah, because what it comes down to is the rights.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're paying for the rights to put that on a CD versus, on every single CD, versus paying for the rights to have it streamed.
Right.
So, although I do think, I don't know, it'll be interesting to see how sales do, only because when you buy a CD, I don't know how they track like listens and stuff like that. It's like, they don't track, like, they track downloads and streams, but
I'm pretty sure most platforms they record every time that it is listened to, they record it. So every time it's streamed, every time the song plays over.
So how do they do that with CDs? Like, do they do?
They just do based off of the sales of the CDs as a whole. That's like I can't remember. Like, going platinum, you have to sell what 10 million?
I think so. Yeah,
10 million units or something like that. So I'm assuming it's almost the similar way to, like, it would be like 100,000 streams, I guess.
Okay, that makes sense.
I'm not sure what that conversion would be there, but it'll be interesting since they're not going to be selling CDs. How are they going to consider what is platinum, what is gold,
Yeah, that will be interesting to see. All right, now we're going to jump back into Scorpion for a little bit. So we left off with number 8, that was Mob Ties. Number 9 is Can't Take a Joke. Didn't really have too many thoughts about it. I thought it's pretty upbeat and fast. I kind of like it. Number 10 was really good. It's called Sandra's Rose. There's a lot of references to his childhood and things like that. One of the lines I wrote down because I thought it was funny is, "My house is full of supermodels, just like Mohammed Hadid." So that's like Gigi Hadid and Bella Hadid's dad. And then every title doing numbers like I'm Miss Adele. So that's a reference, of course, to, Adele and her music and how well it's doing. But also, like, all of her albums are, like, usually numbers. So I thought that was a cool reference. But he makes a lot of references, basically, about being Sandra's Rose. He makes a lot of references about being Sandra's Rose. He has a quote in there about a rose or something that can't pick itself. I was the chosen one. And so basically his mom's name is Sandra and she was a florist.
Okay.
So that's how all that ties in. Song number 11 is Talk Up, and that one's featuring Jay-Z. And Jay-Z spits a lot of lines in this song, referencing like his old days when he used to sell drugs. He even said, I think in the beginning, something like the Carter house smells like a kilo.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the most popular, per se, and most powerful line of this song is, "Y'all killed X and let Zimmerman live. Streets is done."
And that's coming from Jay-Z.
Yeah. But I mean, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
So number 12 is There More? So there's speculation. Well, I don't think it's really speculation anymore. I think he kind of confirms it. He says, soon as I drop this album, I'm out of the deal. So basically meaning that I think that pretty soon, his deal with Cash Money is going to be over. And so he'll be a free agent. And I think it'll be interesting to see what he does with that, because I don't think that Drake's done rapping per se.
Do you think he's going to open up his own label, or do you think he's just going to go to a different label?
I 100% could see him opening up an OVO label.
Mm-hmm.
I could see him doing it because I feel like Drake's the kind of guy who, you know, now that he's got a kid, you know, he wants to try and settle down and be kind of a family man.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I could definitely kind of see him like stepping back and trying to just be a producer and own a label. But I think it'll be interesting to see, you know, what happens. So number 13, Bob's going to like this song. So it's called Peak, right?
Okay.
And there's a bunch of different like meanings and things like that. One of the lyrics I pulled out is "Treat you like a princess, rest in heaven, Diana."
Oh,
so that's how the song starts. But he's using the term peak in the song a lot. And basically that's London slang, and it's like a serious, bad, or unfortunate situation. And he's kind of talking about how talk is cheap nowadays, and everyone is on their phone with quick fingers, can express their opinions, but in real life, you're far less to, you know, seem tough and stuff in front of your screen. But, so at the end of this song, like, you know, at the end of some of his songs, he's had, like, different conversations or different, like, rappers talk or whatever. Stefflon Don and some of her friends are at the end having a conversation.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay, it was like, way to, you know, reference, you know, Double XL, and that was Bop's favorite choice.
Out of the XXL, the Stefflon Don is definitely my favorite choice. And you said this is using some of that British slang, so it kind of makes sense
slang.
that she'll be in there. All right.
Exactly. I thought that was cool that tied together. So number 14 is Summer Games, and this song features Tinashe. And basically, it's kind of just like how they were a summer fling, but it was over before it started. And then he's like using like, basically talking about how social media can affect relationships and stuff like that. He mentioned something about, I led you on. You said I led you on, but you followed me first.
Mm-hmm.
And then I followed your friend. You blocked me and then blocked me from your friend's account or something like that. And so he goes into details kind of sort of about how social media can really affect relationships nowadays.
Oh, yeah. I mean, for sure.
Yeah. It's.
And you got to think of just how little drama and how much better relationships used to be before there was social media.
Relationships that stayed together for long times because, you know, they didn't have to worry about this stuff. But so Jaded, this is number 15. It's with Ty Dolla $ign, and it says, "You want to hit me up when you make it, you'll try and come back when you're famous." And so this song is supposedly about Georgia Smith, because he says, "You're old enough, but you're still a baby." And, you know, they had an alleged relationship.
Mm-hmm.
She was 19. And so that's kind of about how she was young and they weren't going to work and stuff like that. But it's a pretty good song. And then, of course, number 16 was Nice for What. I put banger. Literally in my notes, I put banger. It's just a good, like, woman empowering song. You know, I've heard it before, but, you know, it's a good song. It just keeps and pumps you up and stuff. So,
well, how many bangers are on this album?
A lot. I'm not kidding.
I mean,
a
how
lot.
many songs are there? 26?
There's like 25. Yeah. How many albums? 26. No, there's 25 songs, and it's side A and side B, and I didn't like write down which ones are part of side A and which ones are part of side B. But I think that the way the album flows, you can kind of just tell when it's starting to slow down a little bit. So
yeah, see, I guess I need to change my streaming platform because I have only listened to side A. So apparently YouTube's not cutting it for me, and now I got to go to Spotify.
See, I don't stream music on YouTube. I don't go to music on YouTube unless I'm going to watch a music video. But now Spotify is getting music videos too.
Well,
for certain songs.
I just like YouTube for the
ease.
I have it on
Yeah.
That is ease. I have it on my it's on the computer, it's on my phone, and I know I can get whatever I need to watch. It will be on YouTube. Like there's some like my Amazon Prime, I have to go unlimited to listen to some songs and albums, and I'm sure Scorpion's one of those albums, but YouTube, I can watch whatever I want.
Except for Scorpion.
I guess so. Yeah, you're right. So part B of Scorpion.
Okay, so number 17 is Finesse. This song is the one that everyone's talking about, that it was about one of the Hadids. I am going to counter-argue and say that it's about Rihanna.
Why do you say that?
Okay, so the lyric is, I want my baby to have your eyes. I'm going against my own advice. Should I do New York? I can't decide. Fashion Week is more your thing than mine. So they're like, oh, it's about one of the Hadids. Rihanna goes to New York Fashion Week.
Mm-hmm.
Rihanna got pretty eyes. Drake literally said that he's been in love with Rihanna since he was how old? Like in his 20s or like maybe 15. He literally accepted an award and said that. And, you know, they had their whatever, and it just didn't work out. But I don't feel like this is about one of the Hadiths. I really feel like the song is about Rihanna. And so, whatever. If I'm right, I'm right. We usually are.
That's true. I mean, I think we're pretty good on it so far.
And then, so yeah, that's number 17. Number 18 is called Ratchet Happy Birthday. And it's funny. So my birthday was on Sunday and we're on our way back. Me and my roommate went to a Rangers game and we're on our way back. And I like put on a birthday playlist and this song comes on and I'm like, wait, what? And so it's like slower.
Okay.
It's a little bit slower. And it's featuring Sway Lee. But it's definitely about one of his exes. I don't know which one, but it's definitely about one of his exes. And it's basically happy birthday. You shouldn't have to deal with this crap on your birthday. But it's like I said, it's a slower song, so it's a little bit confusing at first. But
well, I noticed a lot of the songs from what I've listened to, man, it was like I started it and it's like, man, this just doesn't sound like Drake to me.
Yeah,
it's
not
a lot of different slower, different kind of style.
Well, see, I think it's more throwback Drake.
Mm-hmm.
Because like Take Care, that was a little bit slower.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that he's like getting back to his roots in the album. Number 19 is a collab with Nicki Minaj. And so, you know, it's a classic Nicki Minaj and Drake collab. Like, it was good. I liked it a lot. You know, it's just them two, you know, him singing and rapping a little bit, her rapping, doing her thing. So I appreciated that one. Number 20 is called Blue Tint. It features Future, so got a lot of features on this album. I'm honestly pretty sure that the song is about a stripper. But I'll read you the lyrics,
okay,
and then you let me know what you think. Look who I'm blanking again. I had her on ice, but then I watched the ice get thin. Now that she's sink or swim. She had an attitude in the summer, but she being nice again. Double my price again.
We'll see. I don't know if it would be a stripper or a lady of the night, but it kind of does sound like I don't know. And man, this might sound really sexist, but it sounds like it might just be like one of his side chicks. You know. I don't think that side chicks necessarily get paid. Well, they don't get paid like well, I mean they do too. They get like allowances, they get nice things like on ice. Like,
you sound like you're speaking from experience, Bob.
No, I'm just saying in general, like you're talking about on ice, so talking about like diamonds and stuff and like giving her nice things, and I just feel like the price went up because he might have mistreated her or did whatever. I don't know.
Well, see, this part makes me laugh. So, way this blank setup, I live like Ronaldo, but I never been in Madrid. Whoa. She said that she work, and I told her to come over and we can get right at the crib. Whoa. She finished at 6, but then said she got court in the morning to fight for her kid. I told her I'd pray for the kid. So, single mom.
Yeah.
That's what that one's about. The single mom, whether she's a lady of the night, as Bob so eloquently put it, or a stripper?
Stripper, side chick, whatever
she is. She is a single mom who's got to go to court the next morning, so she told him no. Number 21 is called In My Feelings. And this one is about pretty much his first girlfriend, Keisha. So, Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? Say you'll never leave me from beside me because I want you and I need you and I'm always down and I'm down for you always. KB, do you love me? Are you riding? Say you'll never leave from beside me because I want you and I. So, this one's is about Keisha, his first girlfriend, and I was like, oh, it's kind of sweet. Throw a reference to her. Number 22 is one that's been like blowing up on the internet just because this song is featuring Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson has been dead for 9 years.
Well, we discussed this. I felt like, Michael Jackson had a lot of work
Yeah.
that he never completed.
He had a
or
lot
just
of
had
music
a lot
in the
of,
vault.
Yeah, just a lot of stuff that has already been recorded, but just never got released, never got whatever done to it. So I feel like he took a sample of something out of the vault.
Yeah, he did. So it was a sample from an unreleased track between Michael Jackson and Paul Anka
Okay.
from 1983. But I love the memes that I've been seeing because there's that picture of Michael Jackson when he's trying to duck and he's in that red shirt and the black pants and I think he's holding a baby, but I'm not sure. And they're like Michael Jackson going back to heaven after leaving Drake's recording studio.
God.
Or there's been one and it's like, how did they get Michael Jackson on this track? And they were like, man, Joe's up there. Joe just got there and he's already telling Michael to get back to work. So, yeah, that one blew up on the internet a little bit.
I think he was just escaping his dad, to be honest.
Right? I think he was. That's what he was doing in that picture, I really think. But so, then number 23 is called After Dark. I like that song a lot. I really vibe with it. It's featuring Static Major and Ty Dolla $ign. I think you like it too.
Okay.
And then one of the quotes that I took from it is just at the end of the song. And basically, it's the radio station that Drake grew up listening to. It's he was barely able to get it because it was out of Buffalo.
Okay.
And, he lived in Canada. But, so he was able to get it just barely. And basically that's kind of how, he would find out about certain artists, certain music that they wouldn't necessarily play there. In this thing that, came from the lyrics, it's got, they're talking about Luther Vandross and Shaka Khan and Trope Fantasia and Jill Scott. So he basically, they came out after the song got released. They were getting a bunch of phone calls because they he put the phone number in there.
Yeah.
And they were getting a lot of phone calls, and they released a statement and said, "We're now the station of choice based on calls we're getting from Australia, Germany, Italy, etc. And of course, the numerous calls from just about every state in America." And Drake replied and said, "The station raised us." So the station is 93.7 WBLK at the Quiet Storm.
See, now based off of that, I'm curious if they're going to change the number.
Right?
Because I know, Tommy Two-Tone, they had that Jenny song. It's 8675309.
Yeah.
Which they disabled that number on any area code. It's disabled. It does not work
Or 678-999-8212.
Because any of those poppin' songs that come out,
they're gonna get calls. Yeah, for sure.
They're gonna. So they end up pretty much disconnecting that number and getting a new phone number. So I'm curious to see if that's what's gonna happen.
I feel like they probably will.
You can only deal with that for so long.
Yeah. But I think it was cool. I think that this album was kind of Drake paying homage to a lot of stuff. So I thought it was cool that he paid homage to, the station that raised him, basically. Song number 24 was called Final Fantasy. And this song is just about sex.
Oh, yeah.
It's just about...
That is the Final Fantasy, you're right.
He's talking about his fantasies and sex. And he keeps using the phrase slashing like Guns N' Roses on the... It's a play on words, slash like from Guns N' Roses, but slash also means to have sex. So yeah, that song is just a little bit wild. It's just about his sexual fantasies and everything. And then the last song is March 14th. I am gonna go super in depth on that, but before I do that, Bob, Can we talk about Bron? We called it last week.
Yeah, well. Unfortunately, my dreams of LeBron coming to the Houston Rockets is incorrect. I wanted it to happen. I knew it probably wouldn't happen. Like she'd said, he's going to be going to L.A.
I'm sorry that I keep being right, but I just...
Sorry, but I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, not sorry. You knew. You just knew.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, okay, he signed a 4-year, $154 million deal. $154 million with the Lakers. So, he's going to be with the Lakers for the next 4 years. Of course, people are burning his Cleveland jerseys again. I feel like he'll play 4 seasons at the Lakers, come home to the Cavs, and then be done. He always goes back home.
Well, I mean, they're paying him $38.5 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
It's just...
And people are trying to, well, they're not a powerhouse right now. Well, but it doesn't matter.
You don't have to be a powerhouse.
Anywhere. I think that this was probably a good choice for LeBron because because they signed a 4-year deal isn't super common anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Usually they'll sign 1 to 2, and because, drafting and trading just is crazy nowadays. But a 4-year deal, they're essentially going to build that team around him.
And it's, not only that, you said you had the Ball family.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think that I know for sure that Lonzo, they're going to try and LeBron is going to shape him. Mm-hmm. And I think it is, in the best interest for his career for sure. LeBron is definitely going to shape him and make him a better player. But I know, LeVar Ball wants all of his kids on the Lakers.
Yeah.
He wants them all playing together on the Lakers. That's what he wants. He took a 16-year-old out of school to go play in Lithuania because he wants him to play for the Lakers one day. And then that's another thing. I don't know if you saw, but LeVar Ball, how he made his own basketball league. Mm. Well, they started a couple days ago. Too? I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, he bought the team and they just powerhouse and they're just mowing down all the competition, getting ready to.
But they're not getting a lot of fans. They don't really have a lot of people attending the games.
When I think of basketball, I don't think of Lithuania.
Well, no, I mean like his junior league in the U.S.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't really know how I know there's a lot of different things when it comes to sports. Like I know football has the arena football, and then they also have their semi-pro. And I guess that would be the junior league as well. And they just don't really think of, I've never personally ever seen.
Well, I've always wanted to go to a G League basketball game just because I thought it would be interesting. And Round Rock Express, that's the farm team for the Rangers. So I think it's interesting. His league, I'm pretty sure, is for, I want to say, high schoolers.
Okay.
Who are trying to go straight into the NBA, which is another thing.
So this is like a completely different platform altogether.
Yeah.
So this would be like there's that year-round basketball. This is like a whole nother league that.
Yeah, this is kind of like, I guess, basically like a combine.
Okay.
Which I don't know what you think about college sports and athletes going straight from, Bopp played college football. We have different perspectives on this, but what do you think about kids coming straight out of high school into professional sports? Because I'm personally not a huge fan.
All right, so see me, I played college football, and I have to say, coming from high school, I was the best in my district. I was the best in my area. So I had this thought, I'm 10 foot tall and bulletproof. Nobody can beat me. I'm the best, because that's just kind of how I had been for my high school career. I've just always been the best in my area.
Yeah.
And then I come to college and I had been put on my back for the first time in my high school, or in my football career. I've never been put on my back before until I got to college.
Wow.
And
was that humbling?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. See, the big thing is high school, I hardly tried and practice because I didn't really need to because of the people I was going against. Coming to college, I'm the worst player.
So you literally, go, yeah. It's like the difference between being a big fish in a small pond to being a small fish in a big pond.
And it was definitely humbling. I really understood what it meant to try 110% at all times, practice like you're going to be playing your game. And I wish I had that humbling experience sooner, because I probably would have been a lot better than I was. Because I hardly ever tried in high school. But for a sport like football, I'm sure there's some people out there that are just amazing and they can do it. But you can't go from high school to NFL.
Yeah.
There's playing in the NFL at 18 years old, there's no way.
Yeah,
because
and there's
just the
hardly any.
Speed, size, just everything about it. I watch from just going from high school to college, and I would go home and I'd see a high school football game. I'm like, man, they're all moving so slow.
Yeah.
Well, they are.
They're good for
For college speed, they're slow, but it's the same as NFL. Like if I were to become the best, if I had continued playing college football and I became the best and ended up going to the NFL, would have been right back where I started. I would have been the worst.
Yeah.
And there's just no way. Now, there's other sports like, let's say baseball. I could see.
Oh, yeah.
Baseball, you could easily go out of high school, go straight to because it's not you don't have to worry about getting destroyed by this 380-pound, 30-year-old man.
We were at the Rangers game this weekend, and there was literally like a couple 20. I think one of the oldest guy on the team was the pitcher, and he was like 40.
Mm-hmm.
But the median age in baseball is young compared to everyone else because these guys were like
well, it's not
early 20s.
It's not a contact sport, so
Yeah.
you're able to take these younger people. That are same with soccer. Now, basketball would be in between on that. It really is at that point either straight out of high school you either got it or you still need a little bit more.
Well, see, and the thing that I think is now you're going more on the physical side, which I definitely agree with because you're playing at a completely different level than you're used to. But also me, I'm like a planner. I think ahead. So I'm like, you can get what you want out of these sports, but at the end of the day, like me per se, no, I'm not an athlete. Mm-hmm. But if I were an athlete, I would want to do. I hate seeing players go into the NCAA and do so well, and then declare for the draft after their freshman year. Because number one, I mean, I understand the opportunities. You go to college because you want to play sports, but at the end of the day, you're also there for an education. Mm-hmm. And in my mind, major in something, get a degree in something. Because I think the smartest things that can be done, like Michael Strahan, I'm pretty sure his degree is in communications. It doesn't matter what your degree is, he's got a degree because now he's a broadcaster. Yeah. I just feel like there's so many more things like Johnny Manziel, he declared, he didn't finish college.
I think he declared junior year?
I think it was junior year, and he's now back getting his degree.
Mm.
So I think that I don't know. To me, education is important no matter what you do. And I'm not saying college is for everyone, 4 years aren't for everyone, but I definitely believe in vocational programs, license programs, stuff like that. So I just always want to have a backup plan. See, and at the end of the day, you can be an athlete who's had a successful career and all this and have all this money stashed away, but I personally wouldn't be satisfied with just having a high school diploma.
Me as an athlete, I do agree education is the number one most important thing. If I had continued to play, if I never had gotten injured and I had continued playing, I don't know if I would have been good enough for the NFL. Definitely practice squad.
You'd like to think so, right?
I could have easily been a part of the practice squad. See, I was never when I played, I was never the biggest or the strongest or the fastest. I was just always the smartest. And so I was able to just outplay my opponents. It didn't mean I might not have been as strong as them. I definitely wasn't as fast as them, but I was always smart. So I think that's where I would be good as part of the practice squad because I'd be smart, so I'd be able to kind of help the players.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If I was really good and I had the chance to make $10 million right out of my junior year, I probably would. But the thing is, I'd be smart with my money, and I'd probably end up getting my degree anyways on online classes. But it wouldn't be in my engineering degree that I'm in right now. I'd probably be in general studies, communications even, or business, something easy that I could do while I'm doing NFL. Mm-hmm. That way I still do have a backup plan.
Yeah, I definitely believe in backup plans and all that stuff.
Cause the whole I joined the military when I was playing football because I was like, man, I got a full ride through football, but what if I get injured?
Yeah.
I want to have a backup plan. I was in the Air Force Reserves and I was going to use that, except I ended up getting injured in the middle of all of that.
I didn't even know you were in the reserves.
Mm-hmm. I was in there for 3 months until I got injured, and they wouldn't take me after that. So they're like, all
They
right.
wouldn't take me.
So I was like, man, so I lost my backup and my primary all at once. So that was unfortunate.
Real quick to throw it back to LeBron, I'm not surprised that we're going to see him in gold and purple. I knew it was going to happen from the beginning. What number do you think he's going to wear? You think he'll keep 23?
Yeah. I mean, once you've basically branded that number as being you, I don't see why you would ever change it.
But, I mean, when he was at the Heat, he was 6.
I guess it all depends on what they have available and open.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure, I mean, your go-to number is going to be what you want. Mine's 71. When I was in high school, that's what I wanted in college, and I had to beat out somebody else to get it. So I would always want to be 71 for the rest of my life. So I'm sure he'd probably be the same way. If he can get his number, that's what he wants.
Honestly, I think he'll change it. And then, because I firmly believe he'll do 4 years. I think he's got 5 years left. I think he'll do 4 of them with the Lakers. And then I think he'll try to come back. Yeah, I think he'll try to come back home to Cleveland. And if that's the case, I don't know what his number will be. Let's go number 3, number 4. I don't know. And then
all I know is that they'll be making a lot of money because that would mean that this is the 3rd jersey that they would have to buy for Cleveland.
Well, see, that's the thing.
They've already burned them twice.
Yeah, exactly. I think marketing, branding wise, it'd be smartest to change his number anyways. But whatever he wants to do, good luck in LA. Now back on to Scorpion. Bopp saw my sheet for March 14th, and his eyes got so wide. Well, okay, so people are going, whoa, the kid was born on March 14th. Somebody even put, because remember he was playing, I think he was playing Fortnite with Ninja that day, and he was like, wow, this is what he was doing. No, the baby was born, I believe the baby was born at the end of September. It was supposed to be an October baby, but it was born at the end of September. March 14th is when he found out that he was the father.
So that's when he got his DNA test back?
Yes, and now see, that's just what I'm thinking. But listen to the lyrics and tell me what you think. Yesterday morning was crazy. I had to come terms with the fact that it's not a maybe. This is stone sealed and signed. She is not my lover like Billie Jean, but the kid is mine. Sandy used to tell me all it takes is one time, and all it took was one time. We only met 2 times. And both times were nothing like the new times. Now it's rough times. I'm out here on front lines just trying to make sure that I see him sometimes. It's breaking my spirit. Single father, I hate when I hear it. I used to challenge my parents on every album. Now I'm embarrassed to tell them I ended up as a co-parent. Always promised the family unit. I wanted to be different because I've been through it. But this is the harsh truth now. Fairy tales are saved for the bedtime stories I tell you now. I don't want you to worry about whose house you live at, or who loves you more, or who's not there, who did what for you got there. Now, look, I'm too proud to let that come between me and you now. Realize I got to think for 2 now. I gotta make it. I better make it. I promise if I'm not dead, then I'm dedicated. This is the first positive DNA we ever celebrated. So that's what makes me think that for sure that the baby was born on March 14th. Or, I mean, no. That he found out the DNA results on March 14th. And I think that he wrote the song on March 15th.
Man,
and he goes, yesterday was crazy.
It's got that throwaway line. It was like the first time ever been excited about a positive DNA.
Yeah, exactly. And I just think it's funny. He goes, Sandy used to tell me it only takes is one time, and all it took was one time. We only met 2 times, and now and both times were nothing like the new times. I can't forget the looks on their faces. Got the news in Miami that we all got new ones that we raising. So Jello brings a rosé baccarat for our cheers to the next generation. But the champagne toast is short-lived. I got an empty crib in my empty crib. I only met you one time, introduced you to St. Nick. I think he must have brought you like 20 gifts. So he knew for sure about the baby before Christmas. And I think, that's when he met the baby.
Well, a lot from what he sounds like, man, he didn't want it to be like this. He wants to have a family. He wants to...
For sure. He wanted to be a stand-up. He wanted to be a dad. He wanted to get married, have a wife, then have a kid, and have that family unit, and he just didn't get that. And
it seems like he's like kind of how he was brought up, in a split home, and he's not. He's kind of.
He's a child of divorce,
yeah,
so he understands it, and he
happy
never wanted to put his kids in that situation. I feel the same way.
that he's not happy that he's doing exactly what he used to like.
Yeah,
Talk
used to
about
be
his
mad.
parents about
Yeah.
like how like you said he used to sing about that, saying how he disliked that, and now look at me now. I'm doing the same thing. So, but I mean,
Single father, I hate when I hear it. I used to challenge my parents on every album. Now I'm embarrassed to tell them I ended up as a co-parent.
but
yeah.
see, Drake's a good guy, so I know he's going to take care of that baby.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I can see him
He'll
being
be there.
I could see him being like a DJ Khaled,
Yeah. Yeah.
definitely. You know?
I think he must have brought you like 20 gifts. Your mother said you're growing fast, so that they don't even really fit. But man, I still had to get it for my baby boy, though. You haven't met your grandfather yet, but a trip, you could probably do stand-up. But at the same time, he's a stand-up, and that's how you're going to be when it's time to man up. October, baby, for irony's sake, of course. Got this 11 tatted for somebody, now it's yours. And believe me, I can't wait to get 100 more. Sorry, I'm vintage, trying to cover ground. They say that in 2 weeks you're supposed to come in town. Hopefully by the time you hear this, me and your mother will have come around instead of always cutting each other down. So it sounds like him and her do not have a good relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that Drake's is the kind of guy who's like, you know what, we have a family together. I think that we should try to be together. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out.
Well, regardless, I think that he's going to take care of them.
Yeah.
Regardless of whatever ends up happening from any of that. Man, but
God willing, I got a good feeling. You got a good spirit. We'll talk more when you hear this, my G. So, and then not one to cry on. I'm all alone. Not one to cry on. I need shelter from the rain to ease the pain. I'm changing from boy to man. And then, so it's kind of just like him like realizing, because in one of his songs, he says that, I thought I had 7 more years of this.
yeah.
So he's kind of just like realizing, I think that he got those results from the DNA test back and he realized, wow, I am a father now. So I kind of got to grow up. He wanted things on his own terms and he's realizing it doesn't always happen that way.
Yeah, it's not.
So,
I mean, life doesn't always work out how you think it's going to work out.
It does not. So Bopp has some statistics for us. Do you know what song was streamed the most?
While
Tell me.
While I do not know which one is streamed the most, I know which one or which are talked about the most.
Okay.
And I know its overall numbers.
Okay, can I say that March 14th is probably talked about one of the most?
You would be incorrect.
Wow, that's
I
nuts.
know.
What about Nonstop?
Nope.
Oh my God, is it? Please don't tell me it's I'm Upset.
Mm-mm.
Okay, good. Let me see. Emotionless?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, I had a whole bunch. Ooh.
Because that was his child revealing Emotionless has created the most conversation.
Okay. Oh, yeah. This is the one. I know a girl whose one goal was to visit Rome. Then she finally got to Rome. And all she did was post pictures for people at home because all that mattered was impressing everybody she's known. I know another girl that's crying out for help, but her latest caption is leave me alone. I know a girl happily married till she puts down her phone. Whoa, that's nuts. I know a girl that saves pictures from places she's flown to post later and make it look like she's still on the go. Look at the way we live. I wasn't hiding the world. I wasn't hiding my kid from the world. I was hiding the world from my kid. Oh, all right. I get it. Yeah. That's a good one, too. I thought it was so funny that Mariah Carey is in the beginning of that song.
Well, just from those lyrics that you hit me, man, those are some bars. And,
Yeah.
man. But, okay, so we're going to talk. So, I mean, Scorpion had already shattered Apple's music single-day streaming record. It racked up over 170 million streams within the first 24 hours of its release. And over on Spotify, we had about 132 million streams of Scorpion in its first day. And that's insane to me. So just between the Apple and Spotify, there was 302 million streams.
Jeez. And that's the first day it dropped?
And that is the first 24 hours.
Wow.
So, I mean, you think about how many times listens to the entire hour and a half double album. See, I only listened to the first half of A, I guess. So you got to think they have this shot at the 1 billion streams across platforms by the end of the first week. And so that will topple Post Malone's, Beer Bong and Bentley's standing record of 431 million. So, I mean, this is what, day 3?
Yeah, it came out the 29th.
It's day 3, and it's already on 400 something million.
Yeah, so it's gonna top Post Malone for sure.
So, and see, okay, here's the thing, and I believe I misquoted on what a album is. To go gold in the United States is 500,000. Platinum is 1 million, and diamond is 10 million.
Oh wow! Okay.
So I was wrong on that. So I just want to clarify upon that one real quick. And then Scorpion had already qualified for a platinum certification before it was even released.
That's nuts.
Because of God's Plan and I Am Upset.
Yeah.
So those had already been out, and
those had already been streamed so much that.
So between God's Plan, Nice for What, and I'm Upset, it was already platinum before it even got released. So I mean that alone is pretty amazing. So that's already sold 1 million. So, and those are singles. So it's already sold 1 million copies of just singles.
Well, that's what I was going to say. And so, like, those were the singles from this album. And I won't say, like, there were songs that I wasn't a super huge fan of. But I like the album. I like how it was orchestrated. And, like, Emotionless, if that would have dropped as a single.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have sold nonstop. That would have been a really, really good single.
See, but here, from everything that I've heard of these songs, I mean, they're really good. They got a lot of good lyrics. They sound really good. They get good production. For me, it's a lot of that. See, I'm from Houston, so I hear a lot of that Southern hip hop in it, and I dig it. I enjoy it. And it sounds like that older Southern hip hop that I remember, that I reminisce growing up with, and I really enjoy that. But here's the thing. So in the first 24 hours of it being dropped, there had been over 3 million tweets about it. Mm-hmm. So they have a lot more to say about the album's B-side. It has generated 3 times more tweets than the A-side. However, the album's most talked about song comes from the A-side, as Drake's Child revealing Emotionless as...
Well, see, and what I think is that he was trying to... I think that this was going to be the one... If Pusha T hadn't have said anything about him having a kid, that would have been the song. Yes, this is what he was setting everything up for, and I feel so bad that it was just ruined for him. Mm-hmm. But I feel like he was setting it up. He was setting up this album
for his kid.
Because it is kind of a love letter to him.
Well, that's all I'm saying. There was that
March 14th is for him.
I was about to say, because at the end of March 14th, he goes, God willing, I got a good feeling. You got a good spirit. We'll talk more when you hear this, my G. That's this him album talking to his kid.
Yeah. I don't know if this album per se, like all of it is particularly for him, because there are definitely some songs that you're like, whoa. I
think it's a lot about what he's going through, what his life is, like how he's at, where he's come to, how he's come to where he's at, and what is going on, and how he feels about it.
Exactly. But I like that the way he says it, though. I wasn't hiding my kid from the world. I was hiding the world from my kid. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if I feel like he wrote this kind of after the Pusha T thing happened, and it was kind of like a.
Well, it said the album's most talked about song, which comes from the A-side, is Emotionless. And it's then followed by In My Feelings, 8 out of 10, Jaded and How You Feel. So those are like the top 5 most talked about tracks. So I do not know which is the most streamed. I'm assuming it would probably be Emotionless as well, just because of if it's being talked about a lot, people are going to end up listening to it. So, I mean, he's on the way to smash the standing record of 431 million plays on cross platforms in his first week. So he's got a shot at the 1 billion. That'll be really interesting. I think he's going to hit that 1 billion mark.
I think so too, because it's been what we say 3 days, and he's at 4. He's getting more than a billion or more than a million. 100 million every week. He had
302 million in the first 24 hours.
It's crazy. And it's still getting listened to. I know I'm going to keep streaming it, so.
And I mean, this is, like I said, only day 3. And actually, I think the numbers I was looking at was day 2, not day 3, I think.
Well, then absolutely he's going to smash that.
Because they every night is when they do their numbers. Yeah, so I don't think we have it for today itself. I think we're going off of yesterday's numbers.
And it's Monday, so we're You guys will hear this on Wednesday, but this is from Monday, so
That's
the
right.
numbers
Since
will
it
be
is
even
gonna
bigger.
Be 4th of July.
4th of July. It's 4th of July. I'm popped them fireworks. Where the police at? I don't see the police. There they go.
Since it is going to be 4th of July, our studio is going to be closed down since we are a student radio. So we're recording on Monday, so if there's any confusion, I apologize about that.
If our numbers are a little off, then they're probably way behind, but that's okay.
Yeah, just know if you're listening to now and it's already at 1 billion, it was at 400 million as of Monday.
We called it and knew what would happen. We say that we're right so much, Bob, but we just are, you know?
Yeah, actually, we've been right about just about every single thing that we have. I think we're 3 for 4 out of our predictions.
Are we? Well, what are we wrong about?
We were wrong about, I just remember, was I wrong about something? I just remember there was one thing that we were incorrect about, and the rest we were just waiting on. And we ended up being right on the other one. So 75%, that's still passing. I can get my degree with that.
Yeah, we'll take it. Okay, so since we're so good at chancing and predictions and everything, World Cup.
What do you think? I wanted Germany, but I think Russia is going to end up rigging it. And Russia's going to win then just because of the special clause put in the contract of it being hosted at Russia. Vladimir Putin becomes the president of FIFA in the world. Yeah, that was in the
sounds accurate.
Yeah, that was in the fine print of the contract that everybody had to sign. So I mean, hey,
that's okay because I'll be at basic training for the Space Force.
There you go. But on the real, I would have to say I want Brazil to win.
You do?
They just knocked out Mexico.
No.
Brazil just knocked out Mexico. No. My number one choice was Germany, but they got knocked out. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be rooting for Brazil this year. How about yourself?
I was rooting for Mexico. I really was.
Well, I guess I crushed your dreams.
You really did. I didn't know that that they'd been knocked out. So I think that gosh, that's so upsetting to me. Annabelle's gonna be so upset as well. Well, I think that Russia, they're in second place. I think that I guess since I can't go for Mexico anymore, I think that I don't want to cheer for Russia, but I'm always a good hometown. So I'm not saying I want Russia to win, but I'm saying I think Russia probably will win. That's what I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they definitely have a good team. Like I said, if only Germany could have made it, they would have won. But they would have been the defending world champs, and I think they could have done it. Repeat. But,
I think Brazil get I think Brazil will get much further.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
I think Russia will end up winning, though.
I'm hoping Brazil is going to end up winning. But, like I said, we'll see. What I would really like to see is an American men's team. But, one of these days, maybe. We'll figure it out. Big audition. If you enjoyed the show, please rate, review, and subscribe for updates when new episodes drop. And follow our station on Twitter and on Facebook at The Planet 107 to see everything going on at Tarleton Radio.